Craig's stuff is definitely not for kids. I curse a lot. Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff. Yeah! Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and I got no stuff for you today. There's nothing. That's it. Why? No stuff. You know why? Because it was Toy Fair this past weekend. The biggest toy convention, I assume, where they show off all the new goodies. All the companies are there, and they're all showing off all their stuff, and there was a lot of announcements. So basically, I just wanted to talk about my favorites and maybe some of my not so favorites. There was a lot of stuff that came out.
What kind of stuff?
You want it? Well, why don't we just jump? We'll just jump right into it. We're gonna start at the top. We're going right to the top.
You're not gonna start from the bottom.
Tippy top of the
the toy chain.
Top of the toy chain. The best figures, in my opinion, from Toy Fair this year were the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. They showed off more figures in this line. I just picked up the Shredder, Splinter, and the Foot Soldiers. I'll be posting a video with those at some point. You'll probably see one. But they announced more figures for that line. So not only are we getting more for the movie line, we're also getting some for the animated series. The big ones, I think, were for the movie one, we're getting Taka and Razar. Do you remember them from the movie?
Yeah, the turtle.
And they're like a wolf man thing. Basically, the Bebop and Rocksteady of the movie. We're Taka and Razar, and they were pretty cool looking. So we're getting figures for those guys. We're also getting
Super Shredder.
Hell yeah,
Kevin Nash.
Little Kevin Nash, little Diesel action for the action figure line. That way you can take your Mattel, your Kevin Nash head, and just throw it on there. It'll be on set Kevin Nash figure.
Yeah, without the helmet.
Yeah.
That should be an accessory.
Right? We're also gonna get a Raphael in the trench coat from the movie, which is that's a cool look for him. We already got, I think, a quarter scale version of that, so now they're doing a 6-inch, and we're getting a Casey Jones. Finally, I can get my Casey Jones / Scott Stapp action figure.
Scott Stapp?
He looks just like Scott Stapp in that movie. Because he's got like that long, 90s Creed, hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that class. It's like a classic Scott Stapp.
Yes, I can see that.
Casey Jones. Then for the animated series, we're also getting a Krang, a new Krang. We have I put them away. We're getting another Krang. So the Krang in the big robot body with that like giant baby with the Krang in it. He's got a Krang in his stomach. And then we're getting the Triceratons. We're getting Baxter Stockman as the Fly. We're getting Splinter finally for that set. April and Casey. Those are pretty cool. Then we're also getting they're like the Rock Soldiers. I don't know who their names are. I've seen them. I've definitely I remember them from the comic book because I read the IDW comic, but I don't remember them from the show. I think their names are like Granitar and something or other. Another one I'm really excited for, McFarlane Toys, who I'm not a fan of like really much of the figure. They announced a whole bunch of DC figures. They had the Wonder Woman and I don't even remember because I wasn't really paying attention. Because I'm not really a fan of the new McFarlane DC figures at all. But they announced the Spawn finally. They finally showed images of the Spawn. No, it's specifically actually for Mortal Kombat. It's the Mortal Kombat Spawn, and finally we're getting an articulated Spawn action figure. Obviously, there were tons of Spawn action figures in the 90s, but they had no articulation because McFarlane is weird and doesn't put articulation on toys. They're just statues. They were just statues, which is cool, but they don't call them action figures. They're statues.
I had a bunch of McFarlane dragons.
Yeah, but they were statues.
Yeah, statues.
They're cool though. They're really well done figures. They also showed off some Diamond Select. Apparently, is doing Lord of the Rings figures. That's pretty sweet. I don't know if I'm gonna buy them. I got to see some more images and we'll see. But I don't really have any Lord of the Rings figures, so that'd be pretty neat, especially some real quality.
Have any?
I had a few, but they're gone. I got rid of them. They were pretty shitty. The Toy Biz did them way back, and they had a lot of them had like action features. So they'd be like slashing a sword or something. They look kind of cool, but they were just not the greatest toys. or well, collector toys. Then they did some Hobbit figures, and those movies were just fucking terrible. So
I like that movie.
The Hobbit is not good. They're not good movies.
I enjoyed it.
Diamond is also. I just found this out actually today. They're doing Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, they already had the Sonic the Hedgehog license, so they were doing the statues. I have those are the Diamond Select Sonic and Tails statues right there. But they're doing what looks to be action figures, like with interchangeable parts and stuff. So I don't think I haven't seen like any like official images of them yet, and they've just kind of been popping up online a little bit. So they look, and the packaging on them looks really, really cool. They're in almost like a Sega Genesis like video game box.
Wow.
They look really sweet.
Nice square box with a nice book inside.
I hope so. I don't know. There was just looked like they were just images. They weren't actual new physical items for them. Not too much from SH Figure Arts for my Dragon Ball Z boys over there. All they really showed off that's new. They're doing another Vegito, a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. We already got a regular Vegito in the regular line, which was just regular and Super Saiyan hair. And then the exclusive one to Comic-Con a few years ago was just the one with the blue hair, which I picked up. So now they're doing another one, which apparently, according to a few things I've seen online, apparently it's a new sculpt. I don't know. Probably won't be picking it up because I already have a Super Saiyan Blue one. And that's just another like $65 for that. So probably passing on that. Then there's also a Chi-Chi. That was the one that I wouldn't say excited for.
There you are.
No, it's not. It's Kid Chi-Chi.
Oh.
Exactly. It's like Kid Chi-Chi in that metal bikini, which is just weird. And it's just from like 3 or 4 episodes of Dragon Ball. So it's a Dragon Ball Chi-Chi, and it's going to go with the Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts line. What I really want is an adult Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z.
Or Bulma.
Or Bulma from Dragon Ball Z. Those would be great. So please, make those. So also, they're loyal subjects. I don't know if you've seen these figures. They're kind of like I don't know how to describe them. They're small figures, but they're kind of beefy, and they actually have articulation. They're usually blind boxes. Loyal Subjects is doing a whole bunch of different figures. They got the licensing for Naruto, for One Punch Man, for My Hero Academia, Cowboy Bebop. I saw, and Hunter x Hunter. So they got a lot of those. But what the cool thing that I saw that the Loyal Subjects is coming out with is Full Metal Alchemist figures, and not like their stupid like weird beefed up chibi versions. They're coming out with like actual action figures for them. So they looked almost like the Dragon Stars line. So they're looked to be affordable action figures for Full Metal Alchemist. They showed Ed and Al. So I am super excited for those.
I'm surprised that's not your number one.
It's not my number one.
Surprising.
Because my number... Well, first of all, I'll tell you why it's not my number one. Because they're also coming out with... which they had already showed these off quite a while ago, but they're coming out pretty soon. 3A is doing Full Metal Alchemist Ed and Al. And they're... I think they're called... They're like 6 scale. So they're like big. Like I don't know how big exactly.
Stature, kind of.
No, they're action figures.
Oh.
And they come with cloth clothing, and it's a 2-pack. It's like $250 for both of them.
Oh, okay.
They're expensive. They're like the Hot Toys, but they're anime figures, so I'm super excited for those. And this is for that much money for $250 or whatever they cost. Hot Toys alone are like that much money. Yeah. So I figured, for both figures, it's really not that bad. Very excited for those. They did show those off at their booth at Toy Fair too. And then last, I think we're going to talk about all the Hasbro stuff. Hasbro was there, and Hasbro makes most of the toys I buy. So I figured we save them for last. Hasbro's coming out with more Power Ranger figures for the Lightning Collection line. They announced a Blue Ranger, which of course we're going to get the Blue Ranger. They announced the Zeo Gold Ranger. I think it's Zeo, right? The Jason one?
Yeah.
I think it's Zeo. It's Jason, the original Red Ranger. He becomes the Gold Ranger. He's got that staff thing.
Yeah, I think it's Zeo.
And then they also announced the Ranger Slayer, which is from the comic books. So that's just pretty much the Pink Ranger in like a bit more of an updated costume with almost like a cape, and she looks more kind of badass. It's really cool. It's from the comic books.
Yeah.
From the Boom Comics.
Oh yeah. Not me.
And then they're also coming out with a Ghostbusters line that I'll be honest with you, I don't give a shit about. I don't care.
Wow.
I don't really care much for the They care about the Ghostbusters. I enjoy the movies. I'm not collecting the figures, but what bothers me about it is that there's been so many Ghostbuster stuff recently. Mattel was pumping out Ghostbuster figures, and Diamond has been doing Ghostbuster figures. So there's always been a quality Ghostbuster line for collectors. And I think Mezco did Ghostbuster figures. There's really nice Mezco 112s. There's always been Ghostbusters available. So Hasbro just putting out, the regular 4 guys. Who cares?
That's not the kids?
No,
The
it's
new
just
movie?
no, it's just the old crew: Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson. And you're losing it.
I forgot.
One job. And then Hasbro's one of their biggest reveals was the G.I. Joe line. They're doing a 6-inch G.I. Joe line, which is big for them. But I think from what I'm hearing from the fans, they're not too happy about them. Again, don't care about G.I. Joe, not a fan at all. But even I don't think that they look that great. They look very cartoony. And they're not, I don't know, they just don't look that great. Are you a G.I. Joe fan at all?
I like the movies.
Yeah, they're coming out with, what was The Rock's character? Rough Stuff?
No.
No.
Roadblock.
I was Roadblock. And that Roadblock figure looks nothing like The Rock. So, I mean, why would you want it? And then what I'm most excited for, which actually I'm really not the most excited for, but generally I'm usually most excited for, is the Marvel Legends. They're coming out with a whole bunch of Marvel Legends. There's a few that I'm excited for, but the majority I'm actually not thrilled. They showed off the complete X-Men Apocalypse wave, which is going to include mostly figures from the X-Men Apocalypse storyline. And the Build-A-Figure for this set is the Sugar Man, who I'm actually not familiar with. I've now seen him, and he's basically like a MODOK. He's just a giant head with arms sticking out and tiny legs. And he's the Build-A-Figure, which actually looks really cool. I think this figure looks really neat. I don't plan on buying the set to get him because first of all, I don't know who he is, and the figures in the set aren't even that good either.
He is weird.
Right? So that set's not nothing great. Morph is kind of neat, and
Morph. Classic.
yeah. Morph, and I think that was the only one I kind of cared about. Then they showed off the Gamerverse wave. They're doing based on the Avengers video game. So they're doing a set that has like Iron Man and Cap from the video game and Miss Marvel from the video game. And a couple other figures, including Captain Marvel, which I'm happy about. And then it also comes with the Leader, who's pretty cool. So I'm glad we're getting that, because the last time we got a Leader was a Toy Biz figure. So it's been a long, long time since we had a Leader figure. So those two are the ones I'm interested in. The rest, eh. Plus the Build-A-Figures, there's the Abomination, and I think it's the video game Abomination.
Oh.
So I'm assuming he's in the game.
When did that game come out?
Who knows? I don't think it looks that good. And a lot of people are feeling the same way. Then they're coming out with a whole bunch of single guys that I don't think that are gonna be in waves. It seems like they're doing an Iron Man 2020 he's got the gears on his arms. They're doing a classic Storm. They are doing a War Machine, which is awesome. I think they're calling it a deluxe figure, so it's probably gonna be in that $30 range. Comes with a whole bunch of accessories and explosions. So that's pretty sweet. They're doing an Old Man Logan and an Old Man Hawkeye, which are both that's really exciting. The Old Man
Hawkeye.
Old Man Hawkeye. Well, if you read the Old Man story, Logan, it's the two of them traversing the United States in the spider buggy.
You say so.
It's a good book, and Old Man Logan comes with the baby Hulk. If you read the story, you get it. There's the Hulk, the whole Hulk, hillbilly Hulk family.
I remember you telling me about that.
And then there's the baby he finds. They're also doing a Red Hulk that's going to be Target exclusive.
Uh-oh, Craig's going to go shopping.
Forget it, it's red, like Target.
Yes, I get it.
They're funny. They're funny over there. They're funny. And then weirdly enough, which is I think the strangest announcement that they're doing, is the X-Men movie characters. They're doing a set that has there's two Hugh Jackman Wolverines that are coming out. There's a Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy, Professor Xavier you can switch the heads, and an Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender Magneto. Again, you can just switch the heads, and it makes the based on the actor. And I think that's going to be in a 2-pack. So that's a little interesting. Then they're doing Mystique and Deadpool Deadpool wave too. Or I don't know if I don't think they're all going to come in a wave, but it's Domino, Cable, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and Deadpool, and they're all the movie versions. So that's really interesting that they're doing that. I don't have any interest in them, but they're coming.
Juggernaut?
No Juggernaut. How'd that song go in that movie? He's the fucking Juggernaut. And then they're also doing a Venomized wave. Or not, well, maybe not a wave, but they're doing Venomized guys. They're doing Venomized Captain America, Venomized Miles Morales, and Gwenom, which is Venomized Spider-Gwen. I'll be honest, I will buy them, but I'm not really excited about it.
Wow.
Because we don't need Venomized everybody. It's just more money for me to spend because I feel like I have to get everything Venom.
I would say so.
And I'm the only one who thinks like that. So, well, maybe there's a few people. I don't know. It's a little... We didn't need it. We don't need that.
But you do.
But I do. I'd rather just the Venomized Hulk.
That'd be great.
Right? That'd be cool. I did want that, but I don't want everybody. They're doing the Funko Pops. It's already bad enough.
You bought them?
I know. What I'm most excited about with the Marvel Legends is that they're coming out with a Spider-Man. They're doing a classic Spider-Man set. There's a regular Spider-Man. It's supposed to be like the TV show, the original animated series Spider-Man. They're doing the Spider-Man, and they're doing a Peter Parker, and the Peter Parker has those big old glasses.
Oh, really old.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about it is it comes with an extra head that's the half Spider-Man, half Peter Parker. So, it's like, oh, my spider sense is tingling.
It's a little weird, but...
That's the picture, though. That's the classic look.
Yeah, no.
And it was... That was the thing. And then they're doing a Gwen Stacy. We're getting a Gwen Stacy, and she comes with an alternate Mary Jane head. So you can switch out that crappy Mary Jane figure that came out a few years back. You can switch out the head with a new nice Mary Jane head. Alrighty, everybody. So that's pretty much what I'm excited for at Toy Fair. There's a lot of new stuff, and it's just a lot of money to spend. That's all it is.
And you'll spend it.
And I will spend it.
Every single time.
And yeah, oh boy. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for from Toy Fair. I'd love to know. Make sure you click that like button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @CraigStuff. I'll see you guys next time. Later.